But man, that was a long time talking about Final Fantasy. But we got the most important thing of the year.
The most important thing of the year.
Underpaid Gamer Awards.
2016.
Okay. Let's jump into that.
Okay. You did most of this.
I did a lot of these.
You ran with this.
I did. And really, I just wanted to make my thoughts known about a certain situation that happened this year.
Yeah.
So,
do you just want to go through this in order?
Sure.
Or do you want to save like these 3 for last?
Yeah, let's save those 3.
Okay. So normally Underpaid Gamer Awards, when we did it last year, the way I did it was I chose a game and then I made an award for it.
Yeah.
Based instead of making an award and then putting a game that wins that.
Sure.
I think this year is a combination of both of those things.
Yeah.
And some of them aren't even about games. Like this first one.
Yep.
The best newcomer as a sponsor to the esports industry, I give it straight up to Arby's.
There you go.
Arby's has been killing it recently with their Twitter feeds and all this other stuff. So they're sponsoring games, esports games, just in general, not anyone specifically. True. But also they like tweet out really funny things about esports from their main Arby's Twitter account.
And that's awesome.
So like it's so weird to me. I was most impressed when they tweeted out something for Melee. Again, Melee, a 15-year-old game that's still competitively viable, but there's not a lot of people that know about it.
Sure, like outside the gaming world.
Yeah, I would say. So they tweeted out things like GameCube controllers made out of Arby's boxes.
Yeah. And
like all this other stuff. So like Arby's is killing it.
They're killing it, crushing it. The next
one.
You
want to do these?
Yeah, I got a big old...
You went on a rant.
Yeah.
You got a big old block.
I can't remember when I did this. It was like 2 weeks ago, I think. We've been brainstorming some of these for a while, I think, and I just went on a tangent rant on all these. So my first award that I came up with was Worst Communicator Award.
From a developer?
From a developer. Goes to No Man's Sky.
Yep.
Hello Games.
Hello Games, No Man's Sky.
As the developer, because they literally just went radio silent for like 2 months.
2 months after
the game dropped, when usually you're communicating very heavily with your base, saying like, hey, we're working on this patch, like we understand this is a problem, like yeah, sure, we'll fix that glitch, like here's some notes for an upcoming patch, like all that stuff usually happens. Not the case. Hello Games, radio silent, sketchy stuff happens.
Until they came out with that update, the new Foundations update or whatever it's called.
Sure. And
but
that's
even after that,
it's like, where
that
do they go?
2 months later. People are like, they don't care about you.
Yeah, we're done with you. Which also ties into my next award, which is Sketchiest Developer, goes to Hello Games.
What?
Again, also because of the whole like Twitter feed takeover /
Oh yeah, when they got hacked?
Yeah, when they got hacked, but they didn't get hacked, but they did get hacked. Like, we're not really sure what happened, so that's why they're sketchy. Because like not only are they not talking to us, but their Twitter account is getting hacked. But it's not.
They're not trustworthy.
But we're just like not sure. So we don't trust them. We don't know them very well because they don't talk to us. And their game was a big letdown for the hype that they developed for it, which was not all right. Which ties into my next award.
Okay.
Which is, did someone order a large order of hype and flop? And it's No Man's Sky, the game. Because I was so hyped up on this game, just like with most people. Flop. It was a big old, like, it's like when you order something at a Chinese takeout. And you're like, man, this sounds so good. Like, I'm ready for the sweet and sour chicken. So and you open it up and it looks like dog food. Like, that's what we got with No Man's Sky.
Or just cat.
Yeah, it's just like it's straight up cat. Skinned cat that's boiled. That's in there. It's gross, nasty. Nobody wants it. So that's how I feel. So I gave No Man's Sky and Hello Games 3 awards. All of them snarky because I am still upset with them.
Also,
I will not buy another Hello Games.
The worst ending game. You want to give that to the worst ending? If you could call it an ending, we talked about it. Stopped playing.
I stopped playing, and then you finally told me what happened at the end, and then I deleted all of my data for that, because I was like, I'm done.
So spoilers, I guess, for No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
But again, as we talked about, the whole point of No Man's Sky is to get to the center of the universe where you expect to find something.
Sure.
I think.
And I'd expected something about like the ancients. Like, maybe like a giant ancient creating machine that like created the universe.
But instead, it's a new game plus mode. It kicks you from the center all the way out to the edge of the universe of a different universe.
Sure.
Or whatever. And you do it over and over again. You never get to the center. There's never anything at the center.
Yeah.
So worst ending.
Yeah, I can't think of anything that's worse than that.
No Man's Sky. Now you did this one, the Bucking the Trend Award.
Yeah, Bucking the Trend.
Do you want to
explain that a little bit?
Yeah.
So in my mind, the Bucking the Trend Award, it goes to a game that goes against its genre's general path, and I chose Battlefield 1 for this.
Okay.
Because every shooter, I mean, I guess in relation to Call of Duty being the other big first-person shooter.
Or Titanfall.
or Titanfall, everything is futuristic, and it continually goes futuristic. Somehow, some way, it's futuristic. Battlefield was doing a similar thing in Battlefield 4, I guess.
It was like modern, kind of.
It was like modern-y, but they're like some drone stuff. Yeah. So, it's like slightly futuristic. And while all these games continually come out with like Advanced Warfare, now Infinite Warfare, like these, and Titanfall with the giant mech titans, and like it's all sci-fi, futuristic, which I love. I think it has its place. Battlefield went to World War I, which is way against everything that the trend has been happening.
Which we've never really seen before.
We've not really seen a World War I shooter before because the limitations of weaponry in World War I makes it a little bit boring. But they played with that, and just like your average everyday soldier in World War I had a bolt-action rifle, and in this game, most people do not use bolt-action rifle. I do, because I like getting one-shot kills in the torso, but...
What gun is that? I want to unlock it. Tell me what it is.
Dude,
is it the medic class? What class is that?
It's just the bolt action.
Oh, I couldn't find it. That's what I wanted.
Yeah, it's the sniper class default, but then you can take off the scope and use iron rounds, which is what I do. Which isn't always a one-shot kill, but I think a lot of times it is.
Okay. See, that's what I need.
So anyways, so they bucked the trend because they went to the past instead of looking to the future.
And it was World War I.
And it was World War I. Like, I would have been happy with World War II.
Yeah.
But World War I, and they made it really fun. They treated the time period with respect in a lot of ways, because they made a lot of things realistic, and like a lot of the weaponry that they have. Now the availability of the weaponry is unrealistic because your average everyday person in the field did not run around with like a giant machine gun.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Or like it gets ridiculous, but that's how they make it fun. So I don't want to say it's like super historically accurate just because of the way that they approach it. But all the guns are realistic, as in they were created during that time period or used that time period in limited form. And the vehicles are a lot of fun. The giant airships, like this is the only time in combat we see airships really used.
Yeah,
which is super cool, and they're fun. I always love the scale of Battlefield, and they continue doing that. So I just feel like they're bucking the trend by going to the past instead of moving forward into the future.
Cool.
Yeah.
Next on your list?
Next on my list, why do I play other games? I'm still not sure. Because when I play it, it's a lot of fun. The award is Overwatch. Because that game is a lot of fun, especially when you got friends to play with. I don't know why I play the games. I do play the games.
Yeah.
I consistently play the games. But I know I can always come back to Overwatch and have a good time. Because they made it a very fun game.
Overwatch is super fun. And as we were talking about earlier, off air, I'm having a lot of trouble. There's two other games I want to play right now. Watch Dogs 2 and Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Sure.
And I've gotten both those, and also Pokemon Sun and Moon. And I've gotten all three of those before I got Overwatch. That's not true. But I've been playing a lot of those, but Overwatch keeps calling me back. Like, I have a guy I play with every night, for the most part.
Yeah.
They have the winter loot boxes. I'm just trying to get all those.
Sure.
I want that Pharah skin.
Yep, but then I got...
That you got and I didn't.
Tony generally wants skins, and I always get them.
That's not fair.
The USA one for
Mercury USA?
Yeah.
So yeah, Overwatch is awesome. I'm still having a lot of fun. I'm still... Like, I am good with some characters, but there's still characters I need to get practice with.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of game I like. So either, like... And this is why I like Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily because there's different characters in that game, but because there's challenges and stuff for me to do.
Sure.
This game, the challenge is getting to be good at these other characters. Mm-hmm. And also, I have like 80% trophies, and I really want to platinum it, but some of them are really hard.
Yeah. Like
getting 3 kills with Lucio while wall running.
Sounds very difficult.
Yeah. So, that's fun.
Yeah.
And then you're next? The best use of exterior storytelling?
Yeah, so exterior storytelling I will define as things outside the game, and I gave it to Overwatch as well. And I kind of thought this by games, kind of like what you were doing with last year's.
Yeah.
Because of the shorts. The YouTube shorts that they came out with.
There's also
the
comics. Did you know they make comic books?
Yeah. And
I read all this.
And the comics are good too. I haven't read all of them. But I've read I think one of them. As somebody tweeted out, and I opened it up, the link.
Yeah.
But the shorts are awesome. The comics, from what I've heard, are awesome, and I think they just do a really good job with it. And we have friends who said that they should make movies out of this, which might be an overstep, but it may not. I mean, they make really, like, these shorts are awesome, right? And And I think they're just using exterior storytelling well for Overwatch, a game that doesn't have single player, that doesn't have a storyline for you to go through, but doesn't necessarily need one.
Yeah.
But they still enrich the world that you play in with this high quality content that's free to access for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's why I give that.
Yep.
My next award, I like the name of this one.
Okay.
The most appropriate application of Use the Boost award in a game award, it goes to Rocket League, because that came out this year, a long time ago.
Secret award not on the list is the award I titled Justin thinks this game came out in 2016
oh,
and
no!
he hasn't played it since before 2015.
That's so true. It's been so long.
So you gave this award to Rocket League,
I did.
and when I was looking through the notes, I'm like, that did not come out in 2016.
That's true. Rocket League came out a long time ago.
On the way back from lunch, I was looking through your trophies and looking through all your stuff.
That's what you did?
You haven't even played it in 2016.
That's true.
It's been a whole year.
I had a really cool award name, and I wanted to use it.
I'm like, that's weird that he put Rocket League on here, because that's not 2016.
Yeah, but they're still coming out with content.
And I'm like, maybe he played it in 2016, and I looked through all your recently played games.
Nope.
Not even in 2016 have you played this game.
Yep.
So that's a fun one. Rocket League gets 2 awards.
Yeah.
Then your Use the Boost, then my Justin doesn't know what year it is award.
Yep. My next award is Icarus, the Sun is Hot award, meaning, if you know the story of Icarus, he flew too high to the sun, and then he burned and fell and died.
Yep.
And that's Pokemon Go, because they got real exciting, and people were like, oh my gosh, look how cool Nintendo is. Niantic, buy their stock, this is crazy, millions and millions of downloads. And then 2 weeks later... 3 weeks later, it's over.
Yeah, you don't see
Hype is gone.
You don't see people outside anymore.
Nope.
It's also winter.
True. But that game had a lot of cool potential, and it just did not work very well. I remember the server issues early on really killed the front wave.
Which would kill any game that has that many downloads.
Right. I mean, it makes sense.
Like, how do you prepare for that?
You can't. But it hurt user experience in the beginning, and then not being able to trade Pokemon... And then the broken radar, and then
battling sucked.
And just like battling wasn't fun. Like, just so many things. They could have done a lot better with it, and they didn't. So, but it did reach very high in the rankings of everything. So,
now I have some awards.
You got some.
The most surprising game of the year, I gave to Pokemon Sun and Moon. As I have stated, I thought this game would be worth. As we do at Underpaid Gamers, we do how much games are worth a dollar amount.
Because we're all underpaid.
Yeah. I thought this would be maybe around $30 worth, and I bought it at full price at $42.
Sure.
And I thought I was going to be disappointed, but I'm having a lot of fun with it. I'm still not done. I've just now gotten to the point where, like, most of my team is fully evolved. So now it's kind of where the story needs to pick up. Because my whole motivation through the game is level Pokemon up so they evolve and get stronger. Then after that, the story needs to take over.
Sure.
Because I no longer have anything to look forward to other than them learning new moves, which happens rarely, I would say. But I'm having a lot of fun. It's the story, I guess, is okay. Like, the battles are fun. They're difficult. It's actually difficult, which is
good.
Which is good because Omega Ruby sucked. Super easy. I don't know. I'm just really excited. I'm really enjoying it. And my next award is, I think, the most bang for your buck award.
Nice.
There's a little pun in there. So I'm giving that to Ratchet & Clank.
Dude, so true.
Ratchet & Clank came out this year for the PS4 at a standard rate of $40. It's probably cheaper by now.
Yeah, it's probably like 20.
I platinumed the game, and I still want to go back and play more. Like,
we
so much fun. And you played it. I let you borrow it.
Yeah, we were talking about this on the car here. I was like, man, I can't... I was on the path of platinuming it, and then something distracted me from it, and then I gave it back to Tony because I borrowed it. And it's one of those games I wish I would have platinumed. Now I want to go back and do it because it's such a fun game. It's so light and fun. It's great.
And it's like mechanically sound. Like, everything works exactly as you want to.
Exactly.
There's no like frame rate drops or anything.
Right. There's no...
All the guns are... There's enough difference between all the guns that you feel like you're actually doing something different.
Yeah,
they level up and they change and all this other stuff.
Sure, and there's no loot drops.
Or there's no loot boxes.
Or, supply drops is what I was trying to say.
Yeah. So, Ratchet & Clank, super, super good for this year.
Yeah, I love that game.
And maybe that goes into our next topic, something that you'll be more familiar with from every other internet
awards
thing
at the end of the year
is the Underpaid Gamers Best of the Year Game Award.
Ooh.
This is discussion based. We haven't talked about this yet.
We don't have a set one for this.
So, you actually just got Uncharted 4 for Christmas.
I did.
So you haven't played that yet, so you can't really speak
I can't really speak to Uncharted 4.
But we both have Overwatch.
And I can't speak against it.
Yeah. So we both have Overwatch. Sure. We just talked about Ratchet and Clank.
Mm-hmm.
Final Fantasy came out.
Sure.
Battlefield 1 came out.
Sure.
Watch Dogs 2 came out. Rise of the Tomb Raider for PS4 came out.
No Man's Sky came out.
Pokemon Sun and Moon.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember when Fire Emblem came out. I think that was last year. Fire Emblem Conquest and Birthright. Pretty sure that was last year.
I'm not sure.
It's probably not worth it anyway. So only one of those, or two of those games, I guess kind of three of those games are PS4 exclusive.
Yeah.
Which would be Uncharted, Ratchet and Clank, and Rise of the Tomb Raider, because that came out Xbox earlier.
Sure.
But you haven't played some of those.
I have not.
Do you have any other games that you want to add to this list? Skyrim Special Edition came out.
Yeah, Skyrim came out. I don't know. I liked Mad Max a lot.
Mad Max?
that was
probably last year. Was it this year?
I don't know.
It would have been. You played it this year. I remember.
I did.
Your trophies.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what other games.
We always have we could just give Melee Game of the Year again. Melee's always fun.
Did we do that last year?
No. But we should have.
We should have. I think I'm going to stick to...
Stick to your guns?
Stick to what I said earlier, and why do I play the games? I mean, and I think this is probably a little bit cliche because I think they won in the Game Awards Game of the Year.
Yeah, but they deserve it.
But they deserve it. I think Overwatch...
And you mean Overwatch.
Yeah, I think Overwatch is Game of the Year. I think Overwatch, out of all the games that you listed, is a game that I'm going to continue playing next year.
Yeah.
And I might still be playing in 2 years, right? So it's a game that's not going to become obsolete.
Mm-hmm.
It's not become dated, and it's a game that I think is a lot of fun. Now, I like Battlefield a lot as a shooter too, but I think Overwatch mechanically is more sound. And it's just
more fluid.
It's more fluid, and it lends itself. Its multiplayer is it's the style of multiplayer is better in Overwatch for long term gameplay than it is for Battlefield 1 because the matches are so long in Battlefield 1.
Oh my gosh, some of the matches are 30 minutes long.
Yeah, it can get ridiculous. If you do one of the grand campaigns, the
operations,
the huge operations, those things take forever, which are fun, but I could have played 10 games of Overwatch.
Yeah.
So and that's a good amount, So I think Overwatch is my game of the year. If I had to vote, and I have to vote because I'm an expert now, I guess.
Yes.
My roommate called me a gaming expert because I have a podcast.
That's true.
He said, "What should I buy, Overwatch or Battlefield 1?"
Oh, what'd you tell him?
I told him Battlefield 1 because
even though everything
I just said about Overwatch, he's not as intensive a gamer as we are.
Yeah.
And I thought for just a random guy,
Battlefield 1,
Battlefield 1 is a solid
makes
pick.
more sense.
Unless you're wanting to continually play a game all the time and get into the nitty gritty of it.
Yeah.
Overwatch is better.
Overwatch isn't really a casual game.
No.
You can play it casually, but Battlefield 1 is definitely casual.
Sure.
Overwatch, I find it best when you know cooldowns of things and you know strategies and you know the meta and stuff like that.
You have teammates that you play with and you work on a strategy. All right, we're going to do this time. Let's try this.
Yeah.
We got to do counter picks to these guys. It's good. It's intense.
I feel like I'm forgetting the game, but who knows?
I know. I feel the exact same way.
We didn't make a list. We probably should have.
We should have made a list for this.
That's okay.
Oh well. Next year.
We wouldn't be the Underpaid Gamers if we made a list.
That's right.
I think I'll second that. I'll give it to Overwatch. Uncharted 4 was incredible. That was really fun. Maybe when we give Underpaid Gamer Awards 2017, you'll give it to Uncharted 4 because you'll be playing it in 2017.
We'll see what happens.
But yeah,
you never know on Underpaid Gamer Awards what's going to happen.
So Overwatch is a solid pick. I'll go with that. Now our next two can be confusing because you were confused.
I was at first.
So the first award is the most anticipated game that is scheduled to be released in 2017.
Yes.
And the final award is the most anticipated game that was announced in 2016. Right. So some games were announced in 2016 to be coming out after 2017.
Yeah.
Some games were announced that will be coming out in 2017. So games that I can think of off the top of my head that are coming out in 2017 that are confirmed.
Mm-hmm.
Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Sure.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Mm-hmm.
Battlefront 2.
Yep. Red Dead 2.
Red Dead 2. That was a good one. There's going to be another Call of Duty game, but we don't know what that's going to be.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed game, there's going to be one. Mass Effect Andromeda supposed to be coming out. There's not really anything else I can think of. I'm sure there's others. Gran Turismo or some racing game.
Resident Evil, that's coming out real quick.
Trying
to think.
Ukulele. This will be fun. Sniper Elite.
Yeah.
The Kingdom Hearts 2.9 or whatever.
2.8. Whatever. We don't really. Oh, and Crash Bandicoot.
The Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy.
Yeah. So there's some big ones out there. Nier Automata is another one, which you probably don't even know what that is. But
there's that, and then there's also a Persona 5 will be huge.
Mm-hmm.
Injustice: Gods Among Us 2 fighting game.
Sure.
So of that list, what do you think? What are you going to give it to? Most anticipated game of 2016.
Easy. Red Dead 2. That's easy for me.
That's easy?
Yeah. The only one that would be close to it would be Battlefront 2, because I'm huge into Star Wars.
What about Horizon?
Dude, I'm excited for Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm going to buy that game, because it's going to be the only game that's worth it in the first part of the year. It's going to be awesome. I'm excited.
February 28th.
But Red Dead 2. Easy.
I think that's fair.
Is that what you would say? Or?
I think so. I think I'll have to give it to Red Dead 2. I mean, it's so hard for me not to say Horizon Zero Dawn, especially when I've seen so much for that, and I haven't seen anything for Red Dead 2.
Sure.
Obviously, Kingdom Hearts doesn't count, because really, is that ever going to come out?
We're not sure.
Mass Effect Andromeda, I think, is definitely on top of most people's lists, but I've never really been a fan of the Mass Effect series. I played 1, and I played a little bit of 2.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say I'm probably a little bit bigger of a fan.
Yeah.
I played through all 3, and enjoyed them a lot, but I don't know. I've seen a lot of things about Mass Effect Andromeda, and it really hasn't made me excited.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's a game I'm probably going to get and play, because it's a title that I've enjoyed in the past. But really, for me, the game that made me giddy was when we learned that Red Dead 2 was coming out.
Yeah.
And then from there, Battlefront 2 I'm excited for, because Battlefront 1 was fun, but wasn't what we wanted.
Yeah,
and I think true. Battlefront 2 will be...
Closer?
Hopefully they'll listen and give us something closer to what
giving you a campaign, too.
Yeah.
So I guess we both agree on Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah.
Although my runner-up is definitely Horizon.
Yeah.
And your runner-up is definitely...
Probably Battlefront
2.
Yeah.
All right. This one will be a little bit harder.
Yeah, I don't know.
Most anticipated game announced in 2016. You do have.
I do have Last of Us 2.
So, games that were announced in 2016. Kingdom Hearts 3 was actually announced 10 years ago. That doesn't count. Last of Us 2
Part 2
is one.
Yep.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Is coming out. I just had another one in my mind that you reminded me of earlier. Detroit Become Human is one. Oh, Death Stranding.
Yes.
It's going to be one.
I'm excited for that.
You got anything else?
I can't think of any.
You're killing me right now.
We should have made a list.
Grand Theft Auto didn't announce anything. There's not going to be any Uncharted's. Red Dead is coming out next year, so it doesn't count. Elder Scrolls 6? Was that announced? I don't think that was officially announced.
It was not.
You're looking?
I'm looking.
I'll keep talking. I wish they made another Ratchet & Clank game or like a Sly Cooper or something. I want another superhero game, kind of like Infamous. I know that Insomniac is doing Spider-Man. Sucker Punch hasn't announced that they're doing anything yet. We haven't heard from Sucker Punch in like 3 years. So I don't know what's going on there. Maybe another game from... No, that wasn't announced. Another game from the people that made CD Projekt Red. So I guess we can just do with those. Oh, Dragon Quest X was announced to come out. They were talking about that.
Yep.
So let's just go off that list.
Yeah, it's just too hard. There's nothing. There's no easy list for this.
I just made a list.
You made a great list. Thank you. Easy. I know. Answer. Last of Us Part 2. That's easy. There's no, like, Last of Us...
Oh, they announced a Bioshock 3. That won't be Bioshock Infinite. They announced another Bioshock. But I know you haven't played Bioshocks, have you?
I've played one, but I didn't beat it.
So I knew you were going to pick The Last of Us 2.
Dude, easy.
And I thought about this long and hard.
Not even hard.
And I might have to give it to Spider-Man. Now...
I know you're excited for Spider-Man.
I know. And here's... To go against The Last of Us 2, okay. I have to have some good reasoning.
Yeah, you do have to have some good reasoning. You better defend yourself, boy.
So, The Last of Us 1 was superb.
Very good.
And one of the reasons why it was superb is because the ending left...
people...
questioning. It was up in the air. You didn't really know what happened.
Exactly.
The Last of Us 2 has to come back on that. Not only that, but it's a sequel. Mm-hmm. And you're like, well, I've kind of seen this before.
Sure.
I don't like zombie games.
Right, you're naturally against any zombie game.
Yeah, I don't like the zombie
games. Because it's overdone.
Whereas Spider-Man it's coming from a developer that has a lot of experience in games. Again, we just talked about Ratchet & Clank for a long time, and Insomniac Games made that.
Sure.
If Spider-Man is anywhere near as fun as Ratchet & Clank, it's going to be a great game.
Yeah, for sure.
Spider-Man is my favorite superhero.
Is, by far.
One of my favorite characters in general.
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man games, Spider-Man 2 was fantastic. So if it's anything like that, it'll just be very interesting to see what happens. I'm also very excited. I think Spider-Man's going to come out before The Last of Us 2. I think Spider-Man's going to come out at the same time slot, which is Q1, as Horizon.
You think so?
In 2018.
I kind of thought it was going to be in the summer, but...
Maybe. The Last of Us...
I could be wrong.
The Last of Us came out in June.
Yeah.
Right during E3. But I don't think Spider-Man's going to come out in 2017. I think it's a little too early. I don't think Death Stranding's going to come out for like another 3 years.
Yeah, I think it's going to take longer than I think.
I don't think The Last of Us is going to come out for like another 3 years.
But also Death Stranding looks really cool. I'm like, it's so mysterious. I'm like so ready.
You don't know what it is.
I have no idea what it is. But all the trailers I've watched have made me really interested. And I've like the breakdown videos I found online. Holy cow, there's so many crazy things.
I didn't watch any of them. I don't really
care. My gosh. If you play both trailers at the same time.
Yeah, the baby goes from one to the other.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And there's other things too.
Oh yeah.
My gosh. I'm excited for that game. Mostly out of curiosity.
Yeah.
Because I don't have any experience with...
Tell me why you're so excited for The Last of Us 2 then.
So I'm excited for The Last of Us 2 because I love Joel, I love Ellie, and I love their story, and I kind of want to know what happens. Because the ending of it kind of left me, like, with my head cocked to the side, like, what?
Like a dog?
What? Did he slide her? Like, I don't know. And I kind of wanted to know what happens to them. And I think we'll get that in this movie. And it's just they built
But really, you're most excited for the multiplayer. In The Last of Us 2.
No, not at all.
It's so good.
Dude,
Last of Us multiplayer is awesome.
I was so bad at it.
Gosh.
I tried it like twice and I was done.
It's super good though.
But yeah, not by far Last of Us Part 2 because The Last of Us Part 1 was so good. It earned my respect. Next,
and Naughty Dog is deserving of your respect.
And Naughty Dog is we've been like bowing to Naughty Dog for so long.
Of developers, Naughty Dog is higher on my list than Insomniac. And for superhero games, Sucker Punch is higher on my list than Insomniac. But I'm very excited to see what Insomniac does with Spider-Man.
Sure.
I think... Because I know what Naughty Dog can do with The Last of Us. I already know what's going to be good. I already have high expectations for that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's going to happen with Spider-Man. And maybe the lack of knowledge, the lack of knowing is making me more excited for it.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I think that's fair. We're talking about anticipation.
Oh, we get Knack 2? Knack 2 was announced at PSX?
Yeah, I don't care.
No?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I know you played Knack 2.
Marvel vs. Capcom?
That would be fun. I don't think I'll get it, though.
There is probably some Switch games announced that are... Well, they would have to come out after 2017.
Mm-hmm. So
who knows? I don't know. So I think we're split on this one.
I think we are.
But I knew we were going to be split.
And I think my runner-up is Death Stranding, honestly. Which makes no sense, I know. And that's why. It's like, it's so... My curiosity's peaked.
You're killing me.
What's going on? Why are those soldiers dead? They're all skeleton soldiers.
Why are the squids squidding? Squidding about?
Why are the Deaths stranding?
I'm
so confused.
Anyway.
Yep, that's what we got.
So the official Underpaid Gamers Awards 2016?
Yeah.
Yay!
Thanks for listening for the past year, if you've been.
Yeah!
And if you're new, welcome.
This is our 63rd episode. Yeah. Thanks for listening to all 63. I know you have.
Yep.
We've been doing this for a while.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, definitely. So if you want to get in contact with us,
sure,
you can find us. Easiest way is at Twitter, at UP Gamers Podcast.
Easy.
Email is probably the most efficient way. underpaidgamerspodcast@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
You can comment on SoundCloud. You can leave a review on iTunes.
Mm-hmm.
And you can comment on YouTube.
Yep.
I don't know what happens with Google Play.
You can leave a review.
We're there, though.
But we're there. Yep.
I think that's everything.
That's what we got.
We have a website, underpaidgamerspodcast.com. There's not a lot that goes on over there.
Yeah. We kind of has a feed for Twitter.
Like, if you didn't want to go over there, that's fine. I understand.
Yeah.
YouTube has mostly podcast episodes. Sometimes there's a little secret video sprinkled in there every once in a while.
Yeah.
Twitter was mostly me.
Yep. I occasionally will post something, but then Tony doesn't realize it.
Yeah, I don't see it.
He doesn't see it when I post. That's okay. It doesn't happen very often. Yep. That's what we got. Thanks for listening, guys.
All right.
Have a good New Year.
Happy New Year! Next week, we're going to talk about something... we talked about it earlier. I don't remember what it was. Listen, go back and listen to the episode again. And we talked about... Oh, Battlefield 1!
Battlefield 1, because you're going to play it.
I'm going to play that. And then you're going to play Uncharted 4.
Yep. Maybe.
And I guess we don't need to talk about most anticipated games for 2017, because we kind of just did that.
We kind of just did that.
Yay!
Yay! Bye, guys.